15 points the margin as the second half's about to start. Claremont 9-6, West Perth 7-3. And up goes Rogers opposed to Court. Tino Sante appear to be held without it. Through comes Rogers. West Perth burst into attack now. Out comes Owens, taps the ball away to Manane. Manane's dispossessed. Picked up by Mitchell. Good balance. Gives it to Davidson. Davidson from centre wing. Goes looking for Begovic, and Begovic outmarks Warwick. Plays on. Backs himself here. Gathers the ball again. Soccers off the ground. Chance for Golding. 40 metres out. If Golding can pick it up, he does. On the left foot, he fires it. Goal from the pocket. He's kicked it. He's kicked the goal. Great kick from Steve Golding. And that's the start that Claremont wanted.
I like Golding. Top player Golding. Works hard all round the ground. In my opinion, he should be one of the first players picked in any state side. But what good football. You know, Mitchell's on the fall and he's thrown a superb handball to Davidson. Begovic has done everything right. I thought he marked the ball. The umpire obviously called play on, but he socketed the ball through the pack to create the situation. It's shove on at all costs. They had it down there quick. And Golding finished it off without any trouble, and I think he kicked it with his left foot just to make a bit more of a mockery of it.
21 points the margin then. Even Stevens in the middle, Malaxis, beset upon by 2 tackles, gets the hand pass away to Tino Sante. Now Buick comes through, hand pass intercepted by Malaxis. Malaxis gives it to Golding 50 metres out. He gets around Bradmore, shifted to defence. Picked up by Bradmore, clearing kick from half back to Mithka. Lil's gone to centre half forward. Now McKenna can gather the ball in at half back. Hand passes over to Michael O'Connell. Now to Panizza. Play with system to Claremont. They go to centre half forward. Bradmore's in front, but he's been outmarked by his teammate Laidley.
David O'Connell doing a little bit too much pushing and shoving instead of attacking the ball.
Laidley at centre half back. To the outer side wing, and Gastiff from behind McKenna. McKenna brings the ball to ground. In front is Bell. Well tackled by Mitchell. Now picked up by McKenna. He gives it to Mitchell. The player stopped then. Mitchell goes to the pocket, and Golding, he's everywhere. And Golding 50 metres out, goes back and probably will have a shot at goal.
I'm going to have a look and see who's playing on this fella, because it seems like nobody.
Now Golding comes in. Not a bad kick, lacking about a metre down there. It's fisted through by Suter for a point.
Not a bad kick, he says. That was a thumping kick, a superb kick, and he's kicked it to the right place. A quick grab and off hands, and once again Claremont had a chance. But I think it's Laidley that's supposed to be covering him now, and Golding's still running free.
Mugovan to the grandstand side. 10-7 plays 7-3. Up goes Rogers, couldn't mark. Perhaps a push. Now Fong held without it. It comes out to Suter. With a bounce, he runs to half-back, goes to centre wing, and Lil. Up goes Lil, knocked away by Michael O'Connell for a boundary throw-in.
Yeah, that's good. Top attitude stuff, Michael O'Connell, superb stuff. I haven't seen Rogers take a mark this season, you know, overhead.
22 points the lead to Claremont, 10-7 to 7-3. 3.5 minutes now in the third quarter. Rogers gets it down to Managlio. He wheels on his right side, pops it up looking for Gastiff. McKenna comes up, knocks the ball away from Gastiff. His first to it though in the recovery. Well tackled by Kickett. In goes Tino Sante. Foley a chance there. He's pushed out to Kickett. He's lost the ball. Chance for Fong. Fong's taken high, and Fong will get the kick. Well, it's his 250th game today, Perth, but he's been quiet.
Well, then Tino Sante has shadowed him.
Fong to the pocket, Managlio, and he'll take the mark. Now, Peter Managlio needs to kick this for West Perth. He's been set around on a tight angle.
Peter Managlio can kick this. It's a superb kick.
35 to 40 metres out. Managlio drop punt. It's coming back nicely. He's threaded it through for a goal. Badly needed goal to that to West Perth. They're 8-3 now, and Claremont at 10-7.
Yeah, it was extremely loose play on that occasion by the Claremont defence. Larry Kickett was the culprit. He didn't bother to pick his man up, and as a result, West Perth could work the ball to a player that's very dangerous when in possession. They're the blokes you don't leave on your own, and I'm glad to see Peter made me a good judge. He whacked it through the middle from a very difficult angle.
That's why Fong had no hesitation in giving the ball to Managlio from that position. Bounce back in the middle. Knocked forward by Court. In goes Malaxis. Chance for Bell. West Perth's chance now to go forward. Out comes Evans. The boundary line will beat both 39s out there for a throw-in.
Could be interesting now. West Perth have got a bit of size in their full forward line. I hope to bring the ball in and kick it along quick.
50 metres around from the West Perth goal. Court and Evans. Fong a chance. Now Manane. Hand passes short to Managlio, and Buick's taken the mark. Corey Buick. Centre half forward. Goes towards full forward and Foley. Miles is there, and from the side, Gastev. And Gastev's been paid the mark. So Gastev from straight in front. Well, he's West Perth's leading goal scorer today, Perth, with 2.
He's worked really hard, actually. He's a hard worker, this fella.
And from that position, he should make it 3. And he does. It's 9-3 now to 10 goals, 7. 10 points the margin.
Yeah, and isn't it peculiar, or isn't it funny, when West Perth stop the fiddle and faddle and go long and kick the ball into their forward line and move it fairly quickly, things start to happen. And with the type of forward line they've got at the moment, that's what they should be doing. They've got a couple of big fellas down in their full forward position, and they should be just whacking it in there quick. And on that occasion, was pushing and shoving, trying to keep Foley at the road, created the space for Gaster to get into, and he jumped into the gap, grabbed the quick mark, and that's vital. Now we've got a real game on our hands. 6 minutes, third quarter, and 10 points separate the two sides as play about to restart back in the middle. And Court, who's done a superb job in the ruck, goes up. Rogers wins the tap through the legs of Managlio, socked forward by Dinto Sante. Now Laidley leads in the race for the ball. Mitchell's in close attendance. Laidley's push. Short pass, looking for Bell. Good commitment by Bell. He put his body in front there, and the Claremont player offended. The mark wasn't paid. Low kick to Managlio. Going back, he's taken the mark just inside the line. The West Perth seem to have lifted Perth. Managlio goes looking for Foley. And Court going the same way as the ball. Brilliantly roved by Gastev. To Evans. No, it's Lil. Lil finds Evans in the square. Another goal to West Perth. Yes, they're on the move, West Perth. They're starting to get players loose, and the key player and the key mover on this occasion, once again, has been Peter Managlio. He's the player that's running into space. He's the player that's getting in between the lines, and that's allowing them to move the ball quicker into their forward line, and there's certainly another purpose about it. Claremont, to my mind, are going to get players like Malaxis and company into gear, because I do believe he's had a quiet day all day, and they've got a lift on at this stage.
4 points now West Perth have got to within Claremont. They trailed at half-time by 15. Claremont kicked the first goal after half-time as Court wins the tap on the centre to Golding. Tap forward again by Court. Chance for Begovic. Sockers off the ground. Now this is David O'Connell. Hand pass to Malaxis. He's 40 metres out after bouncing. Running to an open goal. Steve Malaxis. He's put it through. And that'll stem the tide back Claremont's way.
Well, I said here they got to get Malaxis into the game, didn't I? So that's immediately what happened. But again, it's the hard work by Court. And I'm going to mention a fella that gets unsung too frequently, and that's Begovic. He's the bloke that seems to be charging in, pushing the ball through packs, soccering and so forth. I suppose in the first half he had a dozen handlings, 6 kicks, 6 handballs, but he's doing hard work. He's pushing through packs, and he's working from the defensive side of centre bounce downs, and that was another classic case again.
8 minutes, third quarter, the margin back out to 10 points, and the skipper for Claremont has been quiet. In fact, both skippers have been, Malaxis and Fong. But Malaxis rising to the occasion on that passage of play as Court wins the tap forward of play. Knocked again by O'Connell. David O'Connell. Warwick comes through and hand passes to Gastev. Over the top now he's got Laidley, who can run on up the centre wing. Laidley elects to kick down towards half forward and Lil. Michael O'Connell's in front. Ball comes to ground. Mifka a chance. He picks it up. He's got to get on the left side. He wheels around. Hooks it back down towards the pocket. Evans and Owens down there, and Owens has taken the mark.
Good mark.
And passes to Miles. Miles to Panizza, working hard and long for his kicks. He's down in the back pocket for that one. Goes to centre, and Court, who goes up, knocked away by Buick, picked up by Mitchell. He taps it out, straight to Warwick. Warwick to Rogers. Rogers now to Bell in the clear. He can bring the ball in. Over the top to Mitka. Wasn't a good hand pass. Brilliantly read by Panizza, who comes through and gives the pass to Davidson. Davidson goes looking for Smith. Out comes Muggervan. Muggervan looking for the boundary line. There'll be a throw in.
Well backed up by Muggervan on that occasion. He ran away from his man, realising that the ball was going to sort of fall away from the two players competing, and he backed his teammate up. And he was a player that eventually defended the situation to safety.
Throw in right full forward. 73 plays 63. Claremont 10 points in front. And Court fists the ball 20 metres towards goal. Munns is there. Was he pushed? No kick. Munns gets the hand pass away to Suda. Suda picks up well, gives it to Managlio. Managlio to Rogers, who puts his bulk in the way. Over the ball, gives it back to Managlio, who looks for a short kick in the boundary line. Through comes Warwick, and there'll be a throw-in.
Tremendous tackling by the Claremont forwards. That's a facet of play that's often neglected. The Claremont forwards put plenty of pressure on the defence and didn't allow them to bring it out.
It's 11-7 to 10-3, and the Tigers in front. Tap one by David O'Connell. Picked up there by Claremont's Mitchell, was it? No, it's Hand, and the ball's going through for a point.
Yes, West Perth could have considered themselves unlucky not to get a free kick there.
Muggervan to the pocket, and Managlio takes the good mark. Over the top to Suda, who needs to mark this just over his head. Through comes Panizza with courage. Sends a long ball. West Perth a man short down there. Pushing the back. No, not paid. Clever play went to ground. Through comes Bradmore. Hand passes to Managlio. Slipped at the wrong time. Hand's got the ball but set upon. Caught there, tackled. Will that be holding the ball? Still no kick. Out of the packets, Bradmore winning the kick towards centre. Golding couldn't control it. Lil overruns. Now Manane, surrounded by Claremont players, goes to ground. And in that situation, that's the best West Perth could hope for a bounce.
I'll tell you what, that was pretty ordinary football all round, wasn't it? And very little developed.
11-8 to 10-3. Rogers wins the tap. Rove by Golding. Golding towards half forward. Smith will have to contend with three West Perth players, and he wins the day, Smith. Handball's infield.
Great play.
To McKenna. McKenna, a little pass backwards to Malaxis. It's not paid. Didn't cover the required distance. McKenna. Hand passes to Hand. Now a chance for Mitchell. He's magic. 40 metres out. He brings it back, but not enough. It's a point.
Might be magic, but the rabbit didn't come out of the hat on that occasion. Mitchell couldn't screw it back far enough. As a matter of fact, Claremont's forward play at the moment is leaving a bit in method to be desired, I believe. I reckon too many of the centreline players are running down and confusing their half forward line or congesting it.
11-9 to 10-3, so 12 points the margin. 20 scoring shots to 13. Muggervan.
He's confused too.
To the grandstand side. He's gone looking for Foley. Knocked away by Court. Gathered off hands by Suda. Wanted too much time. Stolen the ball with Smith. Through goes Suda, a second chance now. Getting rid of it a bit quicker this time. He gives it to Buick. Through the pack to Manane. Well, it was a tight situation. West Perth out of trouble. Towards half forward. Kick it misses the mark. Buick steals the ball. Brings it in brilliantly one-handed. Goes down towards full forward. No one comes out. Played that like a veteran defender, Owens. Gave it to Morton, who ran straight into a Buick tackle. Alaxis got it out to Michael O'Connell. Through the centre he goes. Gets the kick to centre half forward. Warwick couldn't mark. Picked up brilliantly by Golding. Taken off the hand passes. Munns taps it across to Gastiff. Over the top goes the hand pass to Suda. Suda goes to centre wing. Not a good kick, but West Perth have the numbers. Lil allows Foley around the ball. Foley goes down towards the pocket and Rogers. In close attendance, Miles. Miles applied the good tackle. Rogers goes back in on the ball, and there'll be a boundary throw in.
Plenty of pressure in the game at the moment. The game's moving quickly, overdoing a handball. It's causing all sorts of players to get into trouble.
11-9 to 10-3. 13 and a half minutes, third term. Big leap from behind by Lil. Knocked forward by Miles, was it? And there'll be another throw in, this time at right half back. $12 points the margin. Throw in. Chance there for West Perth. Managlio over the shoulder. It's going to Fong. Fong kicks to the edge of the square. He's gone looking for Evans. And Evans has taken the mark. Well, he had too much bulk for the Claremont player Owens. Just used his body well then.
Claremont can be in a bit of trouble, believe me. If you kick the ball in, if you bring the ball in quickly and kick it along and make it a one-out situation, I believe that their defence lacks height and size.
Evans from in front has kicked a goal, and the margin's back out to 6 points. It's 11 goals 3 now to 11 goals 9.
And there's nothing in it, and very hard to decide at this stage which side you think will get the advantage, because West Perth seem to have evened up across the centre line a little bit at this stage. Davidson and Panizza, although still doing good things, aren't quite the influence on the game that they were in the early part of the game. It'll be interesting to me to see how West Perth run out the quarter, but fitness sometimes has let them down.
15 minutes, third term, 6 points the margin, and Court is done well on the ruck. West Perth sharked the knock. Gastiff gave it to Laidley. Laidley goes looking for Evans. Another one out. Jules Evans nearly takes the mark, tumbling to ground. Picked up by Lil. Lil on the left foot, snaps at goal. And he's offline, has gone through for a point. What a superb pick-up by Simon Lil.
Yeah, good, well backed up to realising that if Evans didn't mark it, it should come off hands and fall. As we'd worked hard to get back to the fall of the ball, and he picked it up cleanly. Unfortunately, was forced away deep to his own left foot.
11-4 to 11-9 as Miles plays in from the kick-in. It's around Monaglio, makes 25 metres as he goes to centre wing with a kick now. Mifka goes up, and has he paid the mark? No, it's play on. Mifka still has the footy though. Hand pass smothered by Dido Sanati. Now Fong held without it. He played for that kick and he's been awarded the free. Well, I think West Perth was slowly getting back in the game, Perth. As Fong goes down towards the pocket of Monaglio, who takes the mark. He should play on here. Lack of talking down there. He goes infield and finds Corey Buick.
Claremont are getting confused. It's West Perth that are moving the ball quickly now.
Now Buick would be just within scoring distance.
Yep, he can kick that distance, Corey.
He puts it through. West Perth will get to the lead. It doesn't got the distance down there. Big pack into the air. And Golding, happy to see that ball over the line. Is that a free kick to him? No, he's lost his boot.
No, he tried for the kick, but the umpire wasn't that foolish.
Throw in. 20 metres around from the West Perth goal. Throwing everything at Claremont now. Their football future, at least for this year, is at stake. Court wins it down to McKenna. McKenna gets the quick kick away. Manane goes after it with Mitchell. And there'll be another throw in.
He's extravagant in his actions, Manane, sometimes. And, you know, if he concentrated more on going quickly to the ball rather than how well he runs, I think he might do a bit better.
Rogers and Court. From behind it was Evans winning the tap. To Morton in the pocket. Morton gets the kick away and is marked by McKenna. McKenna comes infield with a hand pass to Panizza. He controls it well. Panizza on the fingertips. Runs to centre now. Goes to centre half forward. Not a good kick. Bradmore a chance to trap it. Bradmore goes to ground over the ball, but he's been given the kick. Held without it. Well, they needed that free kick as he plays on now across ground. He's got Mugovan to give a few tremors to the West Perth supporters. Mugovan has a bounce. Gets the kick away towards centre wing. Wide of the intended target, Gastiff. Out comes Lil, needs to handball it. Shrugs off Michael O'Connell, Lil, and wanted a bit too much time to get the kick away. He's penalised for holding the ball. Davidson plays on forward of the mark, but has got to come back.
What persistence by Michael O'Connell. Lost the first tackle, went for the second and got it.
Malaxis in the centre now receives the handball. Malaxis goes long towards full forward. Knocked away from Smith. Rode brilliantly by Mitchell. Sidestep, snaps at goal. Won't have a carry down there. Hand couldn't mark. Picked up now by Bradmore. And he gives it to Buick, and West Perth get out of the trouble. Towards centre wing. Mithka and Panizza. Mithka in front. Goes to ground. No kick. Fong leads in the race, and there'll be a throw in.
I noticed on that occasion, you know, Mithka had the front berth, but in the persistence to the line, it was Panizza that was going to support his teammate. This is something that Mithka lets himself down in a little bit, that second effort.
5 points the margin, 11-9 Claremont. West Perth are 11 goals for Court and Foley, and Court dominating the ruck, wins it down to McKenna. His hand pass was picked up by Laidley. Laidley kicks to a vacant centre. It's a race on now, and Kickett's got the pace. And the brilliant sidestep by Kickett. Goes to centre half forward. West Perth had the numbers there. Well done by Hand, knocking the ball away, but he's interfered with the West Perth player, Suda.
Hasn't given them much today, but Hand, you know, he's given them very little.
Suda to the outer side. They're looking for Mithka all the time. He won't take this mark. Court goes to ground. That surely is interference. No kick. Fong picks up, gives it to Darren Buick. He goes out wide to Mithka. Now if he can bring it in, he can run on his natural side. Wants to come back infield. Wrong puts Panizza. Goes towards full forward. Evans, and Evans has taken the mark. Right in front of the umpire. Crowd looking for 15 metres. Now Evans is not a long kick.
Darren Buick was on his own, short of a little pop, and still sits there on his own.
Now kick this from about 45 metres, Perth. Gets behind it. Got the distance, but not the accuracy. It's the point. 11-5 to 11-9.
Have you noticed how much better West Perth are looking in attack since Bradmore's out of their attack? In other words, now they're starting to use the ball to the best advantage rather than to an individual.
Yep. Kickett takes the mark. Yeah, they went one way all the time, didn't they? Through Bradmore. Now Mithka off hands to Rogers. Rogers got a handball infield to Monaglio. He picks it up well on the half volley. He's 30 metres out. Gives it to Gastiff. He gets around Miles. Hand pass is awkward, and McKenna keeps it in play. Well, West Perth still have it now. Mithka, a little bit casual. Tackled by Davidson. Still in play, and the umpire will bounce right on the boundary line.
But gee, they put themselves under pressure, but West Perth don't they? They handball to a bloke who's running directly at a tackler. But they're in this game with a big chance.
Court and Rogers. Court wins the tap to Owens. The quick kick away. Bill coming from behind Golding. He's got support from Foley. West Perth goes back deep into attack. Long kick. Evans is in front. Knocked away then by McKenna. Tapped forward there by Owens. Panizza. Panizza out to Michael O'Connell. Now he can break this West Perth defence up now as he runs to centre wing. Buick giving good honest chase. The short pass has been marked by Begovic. Begovic comes back infield now. Up goes David O'Connell. He couldn't take the mark. Bill comes through, stole the ball off Mitchell, and Bill runs away. Goes to centre wing and Manane over his head, but he's got Mithka there. Mithka needs to control it. Goes for a short pass, and Rogers knocked away by Miles. And Golding running hard now, just kicks the ball up. With a bounce, he comes infield to Davidson. Davidson to Morton. Morton goes to centre half forward. Mitchell, and Mitchell's mark. He plays on. He's 40 metres out. Goes for a short pass, and Scott uncontested will kick his 6th goal.
And that was all brought about by a stupid kick from this right centre wing by West Perth. I think it was Mifka in control of the ball. In fact, I'm sure it was. He's gone for a silly little chip to Rogers. Rogers, a slow mover, was easily had the ball punched away from him. From there, Claremont had the numbers. And again, Davidson was the worker that used the ball. Or used the ball by hands to create the situation. All West Perth defenders got caught out of position and Scott kicked the easiest of goals. But once again, silly misuse of the ball. Already we've established that Lil and Evans and company are starting to give strength in the West Perth forward line, and they let that go.
10 points the margin then. Golding from out of the centre gets the quick kick away. Warwick's in front of Mitchell. Couldn't take the mark and he slips the ground. Mitchell hand passes infield, chopped off by Fong. Now Bill to Munns. Munns to Warwick. Warwick goes in short. Laidley's taken the mark, backward of centre. Now where will he go? Elects to go to the outer side, looking for Managlio. It's a long kick. Out comes McKenna. He's been superb. McKenna gathers the ball in, goes looking for his skipper Malaxis. As it just cleared the head there of Lil. Malaxis gives it to Miles, backing his judgment as he comes downfield. Runs towards centre, chips in the short pass, and Wharton's taken the mark as he shrugs the tackle from Rogers. Comes across to the grandstand side now, and Davidson can run him through here. He picks the ball up well. He's 50 metres out. Brilliant left foot pass. He finds Scott.
Well, McKenna's the maker of this goal if they get one.
Scott across ground, and Begovic from 25 metres out. He plays on, kicks it goal. He's put it through. 2 steadying goals to Claremont in the crisis. They're 13 goals 9, and West Perth 11-5.
Yeah, well, strangely enough, it was on that occasion. Peter Managlio looked to me like he's run Larry Kickett off his feet. He's got the break, but it was McKenna who read it so well. His tap away and his control put his side back in the situation as he got it over to Malaxis. And again, the hard running of Davidson and company has opened the ball out quickly into the forward line for Claremont, but you can put the goal down to the defensive player McKenna.
Well, in the second quarter, Perth, Claremont got late goals in that term, and you mentioned about West Perth's fitness. They scored the last 2 here after getting within 1 goal. In fact, 4 points. Bounce back in the centre, and Court taps it down to David O'Connell. Begovic comes through with a hand pass. Long kick down towards full forward. There's a mark. Is it?
Yes.
A spectacular mark down there to Shepherd. Great mark that by Shepherd. Took courage to go into that pack.
Took even better balance to keep his eyes on the second grab.
Well, if he puts this through, and there's a dog on the ground.
Tell you what, I wouldn't tackle him either. It's one of those dogs that eat you.
Running a bit faster than some of these West Perth players as Shepherd's kicked the goal. 14-9 now to Claremont. They've kicked the last 3 goals, and the gap's gone to 22 points. All that work West Perth have done has come unstuck now.
Yeah, it was very noticeable. It was really noticeable to me at that centre bounce down when the ball was being run away by Begovic and company. Les Fong and Corey Buick were running, but they weren't chasing really hard. They weren't chasing like a Mitchell chases, and that is sort of at absolute top pressure. If you chase at top pressure, even the breathing, the bloke here and you breathe behind him makes him kick it hurriedly. And I just felt they dropped their pace to conserve their energy, or just thought, I can't make it up, so they didn't make it up. Top mark by Shepherd, courage mark. He's been out of the game. He copped a real good one to start the game off with, and it's good to see a fella bite back.
And where's that dog gone, Perth?
He jumped both fences. The wire fence on the outside went straight over the top and out the ground.
Not yours, is it? O'Connell on the ball, wins the tap. West Perth go into attack through Managlio. Chance for Buick. Kick it, wins the day though for Claremont. Another good spin. The Malaxis has become more prominent in this third quarter. Goes looking for Michael O'Connell and finds him.
He's playing centre half forward now. The O'Connell swap places virtually, although David's gone on the ball.
Michael O'Connell from the outer side half-forward flank. Goes looking for David O'Connell. The ball's fisted away. Now can Shepherd keep it in play just inside the line? He does. Now he comes out and finds Panizza.
You know, that was stupid play by Munns on that occasion. West Perth had plenty of big blokes in that pack, and Munns has sailed in like a, you know, something from out of planet to sort of throw himself in. He couldn't have possessed the ball, and he hit it to the deck, and that gave Claremont the numbers on the ground.
So Daryl Panizza. If he puts it through, Perth is going to make West Perth's job in the last quarter very difficult. Drop punt on its way. It's a goal. 15-9 now Claremont. West Perth are 11-5, and Claremont have scored the last 4 goals.
Once again, it was Cam Shepherd, wasn't it? He had enough sense to stay out of the marking pack. There was every man his dog, and the dog wasn't in it. He'd already gone over the fence, but Munns was like the dog. He tried to jump in and over the top of everything. As a result, all he did was bring the ball to the ground where Claremont had the numbers. Sensible play by Shepherd as he looked to the centre of the ground rather than blaze away at the goals from a difficult spot. Found Panizza, who's a danger player, been a good player all day, and he finished it off. And when I say finished it off, I might add he might have finished the game off. Kicked the cover off the ball, he did, that fella.
28 points the margin. There'll be a change of football.
Maybe this one will suit West Perth better. Although I don't think so. 5 minutes to go. If anything, they'll die in the quarter.
Well, they need the next one, and they need it before 3-quarter time. We're to time one now in this third term. 15-9 to 11-5. Promising start in the third quarter by West Perth, but they faded. Evans on the ball. Through comes Golding. And passes to Begovic on centre wing. He's got time to steady. Sends a high, long kick. Out comes Scott, and Scott's taken the mark. Strong mark that by Scott. Well, it's just too easy. Muggerman should have fisted that ball away, holding his head with his hands then. It's too late. Now Scott can kick this. That dog's still on the ground, Perth. I can see it. Scott, long kick. Hasn't got the distance down there. Court gets a hand of the ball and it's gone through for a point.
You notice no one's trying to grab it either, that dog, but that was good play again by Scott. He seems to be thriving man-to-man in the Muggerman situation. As you can see, I'm not a real rap for Muggerman.
Munns, the grandstand side, and Laidley, who takes the mark. He gallops on. Manane makes the lead on centre wing. Manane goes up and takes the mark in front of Morton.
He does look very good, this fella, but his kicking, to my mind, is considerably ineffective.
Manane with the left footer towards half forward. In front is Lil. Knocked away by David O'Connell. Begovic is taken off the ball by Rogers. Good tackle applied by the ruckman. And there'll be a boundary throw on the attacking side of centre wing.
But you see what I mean by Manane? He kicked that to 2 Claremont to 1 West Perth player. He does this all the time, and his kicking lacks depth.
David O'Connell bumped out of it by Rogers. Gastiff through the pack. Gives it to Managlio. Managlio high down towards the pocket. Foley with the run of the ball. Goes up. Couldn't mark. Well played by Owens. Tapped it across to Miles. Kick it, misses the ball. Got time to recover. Then Tino Sandy a chance to pick up. Sockers off the ground, straight to Bill. Mark wasn't paid. Bill runs in and kicks the goal, does he? No, he's missed. Did the umpire pay the mark?
It didn't matter whether he paid the mark. He should have played on anyway. He should have kicked a goal from that point anyway. That was very ordinary play. It was pretty ordinary play by the Claremont defence. The way they threw that hand pass back towards the goal square. It certainly set it up.
Kick it. Plays on out of the square. They do that too easily, Claremont. The mark's taken out there by Miles. He runs around a lumbering Foley. Goes to centre wing. Mifka going the same way as the ball couldn't mark. Davison just inside the line is pushed in the back by, or tripped by Mifka, and Davison gets the kick.
You see Foley down there, then he ran hard to try to cover Miles as Miles was strong back, but once Miles got the ball, he stopped trailing.
Yeah.
That's their trouble, because they're not fit. They can't run in the two situation, to the ball and after the bloke that's got it.
Davidson in front is caught, knocked away by Suter. Muggerman to Warwick, across the goal he'll go. Laidley fumbles, through comes Mitchell. Can he pick it up? Mitchell, strongly tackled by Warwick, lost the ball. Warwick picks it up now and gives it to Laidley. A reprieve for West Perth. Pops over the pass and Suter's got to mark this, and he does. Or a free kick over the shoulder. Laidley wants to play on. He's got to go back to Suter, who's wounded in that confrontation with Morton. Well, Suter goes to centre wing. Up goes Lil, knocked the ground. In front is Managlio, gives it to Gastiff, who runs straight into a Claremont player, Malaxis. Gastiff through the pack and out of bounds.
Warwick's been a very effective player as opposed to Mitchell. He's lessened Mitchell's effectiveness considerably. He's played a very tight game.
15-10 to 11 goals 6. Claremont by 28 points. Nearly 3-quarter time. Hits Evans on the head. but he's been penalised. Interference in the ruck. The kick's going to David O'Connell.
Correct. The decision was correct. There should have been one a moment ago. They're handing him out the road. They're pushing him with your hands. You're not allowed to do that.
O'Connell to centre half forward. Court goes up. The kick going West Perth's way out of all that. Bradmore.
I'd throw Court to centre forward if I was Claremont. A bit of physical strength there wouldn't go astray.
Bradmore to centre wing. Manane's in front. And the mark's nearly taken by Evans. Through comes David O'Connell. Ball's held to him. And there'll be a bounce. Made by umpire Hearn. O'Connell opposed to Gaster, thanks very much. Rove by Managlio. Managlio to the centre wing. Lil's in front of Begovic. You'll get a kick held without it by Begovic.
Nearly 15 metres too.
There's the siren. It's three-quarter time, and Claremont will go into the last quarter with a handy break there. 15-10, and West Perth 11-6. 100 plays 72.
10-13 to 11-6.
The final quarter about to start. This is the final chance for West Perth to remain a contender for a position in the finals. They've trailed by 28 points. 15 goals, 10 Claremont. West Perth 11-6. And West Perth need to pull something out of the bag here. Last game of the first series, and they have only 6 premiership points in the first half of the last quarter, won by David O'Connell down to Golding. He goes to cross ground. Mithka gets the hand of the ball, stops Pinizza taking the mark, but not Pinizza getting the kick away as he goes high. Scott comes down, and Scott taking the chest mark. Well, he's proved to be the master down there at full forward, John Scott. He's already kicked 6 goals. And if he puts this through, it's all over for West Perth, I'm afraid to say.
They won't play man-to-man, the West Perth defence, will they? You know, people from a centre bounce in Muggovit's 5 feet from 5 yards from him.
Scott runs in. He doesn't miss them. He hasn't missed that. 7 goals to John Scott. 16 goals, 10 Claremont, 106. West Perth 11-6, 72. And West Perth's finals aspirations are quickly going down the drain, Perth.
Yeah, but Golding was fast in from that centre bounce down this sort of line. I don't know whether Golding's playing centre half forward or O'Connell's playing centre half forward, but both players are getting in quick. Pinizza did extremely well, but once again, I was taught when I first started playing football, the backman plays on his man till the ball's kicked, then you go and get it. Well, that's why West Perth forget sometimes. And Scott was five yards clear, and the missed kick or the screw kick found Scott. Muggovan thought he knew where the ball was going, but he was dead set wrong.
Rogers goes up, opposed to O'Connell. Chance there for Corey Buick out of the centre. Bradmore's back at centre half forward. Pushed in the back. No kick. McKenna's, or rather Morton's held without it. Picked up there by Buick. Buick runs in and kicks a goal for West Perth. 12-6 now, West Perth. Claremont 16-10.
Yes, and that was well answered by West Perth, and particularly by Corey Buick. Superb stuff by Buick. He broke the ball away. He looked for Bradmore. Once again, it'll become Bradmore, and more Bradmore, I suppose, now that he's back at centre half forward. But Buick followed up his play, got possession of the ball, and he is a good goal kicker, Corey, particularly when he's heading directly for home. And that was good stuff by the little rover.
Well, they need plenty more of them. Margin is 28 points. A goal apiece in this final quarter. Rogers goes up with O'Connell, and O'Connell wins the tap. Through comes Fong. Will this be a West Perth revival? Fong goes down towards the pocket. Out comes Evans. Handball's infield. Straight to McKenna, thanks very much. McKenna's high kick. Travels about 25 metres. Tate goes up from behind. No mark. And there'll be a boundary thrown at left half forward.
McKenna's been in great form today. He certainly must be one of the most damaging players on the ground.
3 minutes, final quarter. O'Connell looking for a free kick and gets it.
And Rogers knew he'd given it.
Well, West Perth have made a lot of basic errors today. They've got themselves back in the game on several occasions, but only to see them throw it away. And there's a good chest mark taken by Michael O'Connell. Gives a hand pass to Malaxis, and through comes Morton. Morton goes down towards the pocket, looking for hand. In front is Munns. He couldn't mark, but Claremont have the numbers in front of the Packers. Golding picks up, snaps back towards full forward. Ball knocked away by Court from Muggovan. Now through comes Munns, who was pushed to ground. Scott gets the hand pass out to Morton, and the half-back flank has kicked a goal. Good night, West Perth.
And I suppose if I said Corey Buick's hard running was something that was worth seeing, was sort of tremendous for his side. Well, Morton's had to be also involved, because the Morton sort of came through, received a handball in the middle of the ground, followed up his play, but Golding's play was something that was worth seeing too. The way he ran to the fall of the ball, he ran to the front of the pack, realising the West Perth player had to thump it away from his teammate, and he was the player that gained first possession, that created the ball to the square and allowed Morton's running to be capitalised on.
34 points. The Tigers lead by 4.5 minutes, final quarter. David O'Connell. Tito Sante down towards half forward. Begovic to Davidson. Davidson with a left foot pass, looking for Court, who's in front. Knocks the ball cleverly, looking for Michael O'Connell. Gives it back to Court. Over the top goes the hand pass to Mitchell. Munns comes through, puts Mitchell to ground. Picked up now by Hand. He goes out of the pack to Malaxis. Malaxis to Golding. Golding, a left foot snap from 40 metres out. It's coming back. It's a goal to Steve Golding.
And it is a goal to Steve Golding. And once again, Laidley was asleep. You know, Golding was there. Malaxis had the ball. You've got to think this bloke Malaxis uses the ball superbly. But Laidley was just standing. He didn't put himself in between Malaxis and Golding. So Golding could get first possession of the ball, and his face was goal, so it created a goal. You know, I mean, it's real ordinary football. It's almost fundamental stuff that's all gone wrong, as if they don't know. You know, it's real ordinary stuff, believe me. If I wrote the textbook, I'd write everything that West Perth doing in the wrong column.
18-10 to 12-6. Play restarts back in the centre, and David O'Connell gets it down, but only as far as Managlio held without it. Get the kick out of the centre. 40 points the margin. Bradmore knocked away from him by Miles. Handball by Tito Sante to Panezza. Panezza has a bounce through centre wing. He runs. Goes for a short pass, and Michael O'Connell. Through comes Law, but not with the football. Michael O'Connell goes in over the top of the ball. Buick's on top of him. That's Darren Buick. He's had a pretty quiet day, and there'll be a bounce.
I forgot he was playing, which is terrible tragedy, because this is a genius, really.
David O'Connell with the tap. Gastiff goes down, ridden to the ground by McKenna. Johnny Gastiff, who's been one of West Perth's best players today, their leading goal scorer with 3, goes to centre wing, and Bradmore should have held on to that. Manane gives it to Mifka. Mifka can run downfield. He's had one bounce. He's running towards the 50-metre line. Fire at goal, Paul Mifka. He comes out. Beautiful pass and finds Evans.
Just carried.
So Evans then from straight in front. Well, they need something here, West Perth. They need the next 5 or 6 goals. There's the first of what could be a run. 13-6 West Perth. Claremont are 18-10.
It's still going to Bradmore, come what may. Fortunately, on that occasion, it came off hands and they were able to run it in. And it was a good pass. It was just an inch long enough, really. Another inch short, and it would have been sort of half volley, and that probably would have put Evans in all sorts of trouble. But he's done more than a useful job, actually. I believe that West Perth have got to start to develop their other players. I believe they've got to go away from Bradmore and so forth, because their pattern of play is just so advertised. It's almost as if that's what the coach can only think of, so that's what we've got to do. You know, they look better when he was out of the forward line, to my money.
34 points the margin. Play restarts in the middle. 8 minutes now. Final quarter. Tap forward to Claremont's favour. Lil overruns. Hand comes through. Sockers the ball off the ground. He was held without it by Gaster. That's a kick. Mark Hand with the kick at centre half forward. Working hard out of that centre square. Coming back after a 2-week suspension today, Mark Hand, along with John Scott. Hand goes for a short pass. And the man there, Gaster, claimed there was Managlio. The mark wasn't paid. Hand passed in front there by Begovic. Laidley goes down, a high tackle, and he'll get the free kick.
Actually, Mitchell's been very crude with his tackling today. He's given away a lot of unnecessary free kicks.
Not much upfield for Laidley. You go to Mifka. Panezza from behind, knocks the ball away from Mifka. Managlio a chance. Clever taps towards the boundary of Mifka. Mifka has a bounce. Goes looking for Michalczyk, who spent a lot of the day on the interchange bench. Out comes Fong, who's been quiet as well. Michalczyk. Hand pass is smothered by Miles. Picked up by David O'Connell to Miles. Miles to Tate. Tate now goes to Hand. Gets away from Gastiff. Gives it to McKenna.
Balance.
Clever play, McKenna. Comes infield now to Golding. Golding with a kick away. There'll be a free kick downfield. Golding was flattened by Laidley, who's spoken to by the umpire. And has he got his number taken? I think he has. Yes, the notebook's coming out. Umpire Ball has the notebook. He's taken Dean Laidley's number.
I didn't think there was a lot in that, you know. To me it looked like he just shoved him. I'd like to see an action replay of that particular situation, because I wouldn't have even paid a kick where it lands, but Mike Ball's closer than I am.
So Scott then, from all that, will receive the free kick. And he's lining up for number 8. Has it snuck in? No, just swinging away. It's going through for a point.
Yes, well, I think, you know, I don't know, maybe, as I say, Michael Ball was a lot closer than I was. It's a pity for, you know, West Perth probably by frustration is starting to get some very good players doing some very foolish things.
Mugovan in short. That man involved in the incident lately. He's on report now. His kick is straight to Mitchell. Mitchell over the top, the short pass to Michalczyk. Where will Zorba go? Goldie makes the lead in field. He runs around on the mark, kicks long down towards full forward, caught from behind the pack, couldn't mark, lately with the crumbs. Short kick to Warwick. And where will he go? He's got little upfield, goes towards centre, he's looking for Bradmore, knocked forward by Miles. To Davidson. Davidson will pick out Michael O'Connell, and the mark's been paid. Well, he didn't hold on to that very long, but the umpires paid the mark in anticipation, I'd say.
He didn't mark it. Make no mistake about it. He didn't mark it, but still, what a good kick it was.
So Michael O'Connell then from straight in front. What handy player he is for Claremont, Perth.
Yeah, he's a top player.
Kicks, and has that gone through for a goal?
Yes.
It's close. It's snuck in through for another goal. 19-11 now, Claremont, and West Perth are 13-6.
Yeah, and that's another nail in the coffin for 1986 for West Perth. It might be the final nail, actually. It looks to me like their season is come to a conclusion. As a matter of fact, they're barely able to be competitive, aren't they? They just don't seem to have enough run in their legs or enough runners capable of matching the opposition. And once they lose control of the ball, they're out of business.
So a disappointing day for West Perth and for Les Fong. O'Connell won that tap. Davidson's kick's partly smothered. Through comes Warwick. Hand pass over the head of Mithka. Now Foley picks it up. Gets through Miles and hand passes to Bradmore. He's 45 metres out. He fires at goal. He's offline. Well, Bradmore not enjoying the freedom that he did last year at centre-half forward.
Because everybody knows they're going to kick the ball to Bradmore. So as soon as they get the ball, they close up where he's going to run to. You know, I mean, they haven't got another method.
19-11 to 13-6, and Larry Kickett goes looking for Owens, who knocks the ball cleverly on. At the back it's Manane. Manane, another high kick. Michalczyk, and Michalczyk's taken the mark.
You must have something wrong with him and the coach, because they should have used him earlier in the game the way a couple were going, I thought.
Well, the 41 points is the margin at present. Now George can bring that back a bit with the major here. And he's kicked it. 14-7 now, West Perth. Claremont are 19 goals, 11 minutes, final quarter.
And let's hope we see West Perth fight this game right out, because it's been their tendency in the latter part of the last few games to drop right away as the game's gone on. And let's hope that is the sign of resurgence. And George Michalczyk's a man of great character, so maybe he's the type of fellow that can give them the lift they need.
Foley doing a lot of ruck work this afternoon. Wins that tap. Chance for Michalczyk. Quick hand pass taken by Dean Warwick. Warwick to Managlio, takes the mark.
Beautiful kick.
Managlio running down as Michalczyk. Michalczyk, oh, courage Michalczyk. Didn't take the mark, but he's hurt. He met heavily there with Owens. And the West Perth get the kick now through Manane. That was a clash of bodies, and Michalczyk running for the ball. And the two players, the Claremont player Owens is now starting to move. Michalczyk is flat on the deck.
That was a terrible thing. That was a terrible thing. George Michalczyk showed what I said he was, a man of great character, but I'm really concerned about this man. I'd like to see a doctor get out there really quick, because I'm most concerned about that particular clash. I've never seen a fella cop a worse knock in my life than that particular situation. It was a very bad kick. It really did set him up in no uncertain manner, but by gee, the man showed his courage. But
I think he's in some trouble, Perth.
I know he's in trouble, because being in sort of my game, and you know, just, that was a terrible thing. That was a terrible thing. I wish the doctor, I hope it was a doctor that jumped straight up off his seat and belted out there. I hope that is a doctor kneeling over him, because that situation needed a doctor to hit his feet and start running as soon as it occurred.
So George Michalczyk in some trouble there, surrounded by trainers from both sides. Well, he was going full pelt towards the ball, running the same way as the football. Managlio passed that ball infield, and Owens, coming the opposite way, crashed straight into Michalczyk. The Claremont player's all right, though.
Yeah, the Claremont player's all right, because he was never going to be much more than bruised or damaged. It was George that was going to be under the cop, because his eyes and his body were whole arched back, looking away from where it was happening. So, you know, spinal situations and so forth. That's terrible sad, because that man doesn't deserve that. And he hasn't been allowed in the game very much today at all.
Well, it's a pity that a few other West Perth players didn't take out a leaf of George Michalczyk's book, because without
I only hope he's all right, because courage doesn't mean a damn thing. You know, you've got to be well, you've got to live, you've got to be happy, you've got to, you know, footy's not that damn well important, and under those circumstances, sometimes, you know, discretion was the better part of valour. And I only hope that George is all right, because he's a heck of a good guy. I feel quite sick myself, and I've seen a lot of footy. You can, fella, and he couldn't. It was Les Fong that worked the ball forward. He threw a bad handball, but he went on and got the ball back again. He worked the ball forward. He gave them the lift. The challenge is on. The 250-game player has started to lift his game, and Dentino Sandy will know he's alive now, because this fella is a real top player.
Less than 3 kicks the difference. 16 points the margin. Can West Perth come up? Can West Perth do it? Foley wins the tap. Gathered there by Malaxis. Claremont going to attack. Munns comes down. He clashes with O'Connell. Off hand to hand. He's 25 metres out. He's missed. A reprieve for West Perth. Hand into an open goal is missed. A minor score. 19-12 then. Claremont. West Perth is 17-7.
Yeah, Rover should kick those goals. Yeah, Ruckman should kick those goals. Anybody should kick those goals.
19 minutes, final quarter. West Perth need a victory to stay in the hunt for a position in the finals, as Muggerman comes to the grandstand side. Lil picks it up. He should go over the top of the hand past the Mipka, and he can run downfield. Mipka. One bounce for Mipka. Runs to centre wing. It's a low kick. Is that a relay kick? Downfield it is. West Perth kept the kick further downfield to Gastiff. Gastiff goes looking for Evans, who comes out on the lead. From behind, it's knocked away by Owens. Bradmore there. Hand passes to Foley. Foley fires a goal. It's another one. Another goal to West Perth. They're 18 goals, 7 now. And Claremont are 19 goals, 12. 11 points the margin.
What did I say about the nails in the coffin?
Take them out, Perth. Take them out.
They've lifted the lid of the coffin. They've pushed the lid right off. They've kicked right back. They've got a new lease of life. They've got a new reason to play. Everything that John Wynn said to them before the game meant nothing, but Michalczyk's effort, that's what's lifted this side. That's the incentive they needed. That's brought the best out of them, and they're starting to kick back. They're starting to run. They're starting to use the ball, and Claremont are right in danger.
11 points. West Perth trail by Foley in the centre, opposed to Court. Court wins the tap. Chance for Laidley. The Falcons back into attack, and Bradmore. Bradmore marks it in front of Miles. Now Bradmore hand passes to Buick. Can he get the ball? He does. He's 50 metres out. Closing on goal. He's kicked another one. He's kicked another goal. It's less than a goal the difference. 5 points the margin.
Well, I don't have to say anything. You listen to the mob. They're saying it. This is absolutely electrifying stuff. Laidley at half-back. Laidley made a mistake earlier in the game. He's lifted. The whole side's lifted. And Claremont have become rattled. West Perth are looking good. Darren Buick, who hadn't been inside all day, suddenly he's burst into life. The whole side's lifted. This running side is running. And maybe, just maybe, their fitness problem is over and they've got an incentive, and that's going to be the story that's going to keep them in the fight.
They've kicked 8 goals in this last quarter. They've kicked 3 in 3 minutes. And they've got to within 5 points. They got to within 4 points of Claremont in the third quarter, but they fell away. Crooked bounce. Knocked forward by Mitchell. There's a centre square infringement. West Perth are getting the kick. The dice is starting to roll West Perth's way. Managlio out of the centre. There's a fight behind the play. Meanwhile, the play goes on. Kick that towards Evans. It's bested away by the defence. Malaxis reads it off hand. Goes in short to Mitchell. Now a chance for Claremont to rebound. Mitchell with electrifying pace. 3 bounces. Bring it towards half forward. It's not a good kick. O'Connell couldn't pick it up. He's got support from Panizza. Now O'Connell pushing the back. The kick's not played. Picked up by Panizza. He's kicked out towards the pocket. Will it go out of bounds? Muggerman keeps it in play. He goes across the ground. No, it's gone out of bounds. Well, the boundary umpire was a long way from the action. He was 80 metres away.
He was nearly playing in Vincent Street. You can't play out there. He was 30 yards out of play. Come on, Pete.
Throw in the pocket. Foley wins the tap in front of the packets. Managlio. There'll be another boundary throw in.
By G. Panizza played well there where he ran hard. He shepherded first and followed up, and he was the player that got it forward.
22 minutes now in the final quarter, and it's 5 points to margin. West Perth 12, Claremont. Claremont with the ball forward. Golding couldn't bring it in. Now he leads in the race. Through comes Phil without the football. O'Connell gets the kick away and it'll bounce out of bounds.
We're back where we started.
19 goals, 7 West Perth, 121. Claremont on 19, 12, 126. The lights are in the stand now. The lights have gone on. Well, can West Perth turn the lights on this year? Throw in. Tap forward by Smith. It's hand passed out to Menaglio. He gave it to Bell. And Bell goes across ground with a kick towards the outer half-back flank, and Davidson leads in the race. Davidson gets the ball now. He gets a good shepherd from McKenna. Pops in the short pass, and out comes Owens. And Owens has taken the mark. Well, here was that player involved in that collision with Michalczyk. Shifted in the forward line now. Peter Owens. He's 50 metres out. I don't think he'll score from there. The kick lacks about 3 or 4 metres. Scott's in front, it's knocked away. Offhand, a kick forward by Claremont. Is offline a point. Who was that first? Was it hand? Begovic.
Yeah, Begovic, he ran hard to make for the fall of the ball too. Handy point.
6 points to margin then. And Muggerman to kick back into play.
Here's Laidley.
Finally gets the kick away to that play in the pocket. We're 23 minutes now in the last quarter, and Laidley goes towards half-back. He's looking for Lil, and Lil taking the mark. West Perth won't die. They give it now to Darren Buick. He can run on now, has a bounce, runs towards centre, goes to half-forward. Out comes Rogers, over his head. Chance now for Claremont, David O'Connell. He couldn't pick it up. Taps it across to McKenna. Now it's Miles. Miles goes to the outer side, and Claremont marked there through Malaxis.
Cool play, Malaxis.
24 minutes last quarter. Begovic is in front, nearly takes the mark. It wasn't paid. Now Bell a chance to pick up. Bell breaks the tackle. He still can't pick it up. Gastiff goes in and passes towards the boundary line. Now Munn's a chance just inside the line. Spins out of trouble. Gives it to Darren Buick. Was he taken high? Yes. And Darren Buick will get the kick.
Now it's Claremont that are starting to do the foolish things. I've never seen a draw.
6 points to margin. Buick sends West Perth into attack now. Bradmore's in front of the pack. Up goes Rogers. There's no mark out of all that. Rogers now was about to break away, but the umpire's called for a bounce.
Inspiration must be on. I saw Rogers run a moment ago.
19-13 to 19-7. 6 points Claremont lead by. Rogers in court. Court wins the tap, but this is Bong. Pushed in the back. No kick. Put it forward now by Claremont. The mark's taken by Foley. Get your kick away. He does. Down towards half forward. Mitka's a chance. Can he run onto it, Paul Mitka? Out comes Miles. Mitka falls to ground and Claremont get out of trouble. And pass by Tate comes over the top. And now Mitchell can run it out of defence for Claremont. He's had 3 bounces, Mitchell. Goes to centre wing. O'Connell's in front. Lil comes up, knocks the ball away. West Perth has the numbers through Manane. Manane breaks the tackle on his left foot. Goes looking for Menaglio. It's knocked away by Panizza. Picked up now by Kickett for Claremont. He can't break the tackle. Tate a chance. He gets the hand pass away. Still Tate goes. Fist the ball forward. Manane gives it. Gives it to Bradmore. Bradmore looking for Manane in the pocket. Up he goes. It's knocked away by Miles. There'll be a boundary throw in.
Oh, gee, the pressure's on.
Boundary throw in, left full forward pocket. Into time on now, final quarter. Corton Rogers. It comes to Evans. Evans, a hand passes to Menaglio. Menaglio gets clear. He's 25 metres out. He fires it. Goal. He's kept it. No, it's a point. Just missed. Less than a goal the difference now. It's 5 points to margin. And Kickett wasting no time. Goes looking for Morton. And Morton's marked in the pocket. He runs on towards half-back. Malaxis and Manane. Manane one-handed. He's taken the mark. Superb mark by Manane. Now West Perth need to make the most of these opportunities. There's about 6 minutes left. Manane with his left foot long. Rogers is in front of the pack then using his bulk. It's knocked away from him. Chance there for Bong.
Here he is.
Gets a hand pass to Buick. Buick's 25 metres out from the tight angle. Kicks across the ground. It's close. West Perth is at the front. West Perth are in front for the first time today. Corey Buick kicks a goal.
Well, it was very fitting that Les Bong was the player that worked hard to get the ball. He threw the hand pass out to Corey Buick, and from the difficult angle, West Perth, the Falcons, they've hit the front. They've hit the front in a scintillating kickback, and it's almost been unbelievable as the ambulances arrived to take George Michalczyk away from the ground. That was the incident that's lifted this side back to a chance to fight for a shot at the finals.
1 point the margin. Can West Perth hang on? Foley looking for Buick. He breaks the tackle, Buick. Spins the ball long, down towards full forward. It's a vacant goal mouth. It'll go through for another behind. 20 goals, 9 West Perth. Claremont 19-13. West Perth have kicked 9 goals in the final quarter. And kick it from full back.
Claremont don't seem to have any run, Peter.
Kick it goes to the outer side. He's looking for court. Foley from behind has taken the mark. Foley in short. Managlio's there. Managlio goes up and takes another mark. Well, they're doing everything right, West Perth. They can't do a thing wrong. It's a matter of whether they can hang on.
Oh, yeah, they'll win now. Their tails are up. They're going well. They're the side in control. Claremont haven't got a runner that they can make a break with.
Well, they couldn't give it to a better man. This guy's a brilliant kick.
Tell you what, he looks a better player since he hasn't been squatted on a half-back flank.
So it's 2 points. He can extend that to 8. Well, what a sensational comeback by West Perth. Makes my heart bleed. Managlio comes in, fires at goal. He's kicked it. He's kicked another goal. No, he's just offline.
Missed by an inch. I'm not sure, but I think George Michalczyk might be sitting down on the boundary watching this. A pity we didn't have a camera down there to... No, I don't think so. I think he's sitting down on the boundary watching.
Kick in.
There's
by Tate, Lily marked by Warwick.
Davidson kick.
And Davidson will get the kick at half-back.
Definitely a free kick.
27 and a half minutes now in the final quarter. West Perth leading by 3 points. In front is O'Connell. Foley claims the mark and has been paid. Michalczyk's walking around. He's in front of the grandstand. He's going to be taken away now by the ambulance staff as Foley goes down towards the pocket. Evans is there, couldn't mark. Through comes McKenna. He's got support from Morton, who falls to ground. Gassett keeps the ball in play. Rogers to Evans, over the top to Managlio. It's got to go. Evans shoots at goal. It's coming back, but not enough.
Why not the hand pass to Managlio, which was a certain 6 points?
West Perth top of the goals there, 4 points in front, but that's not enough. As Kickett goes straight down the middle. Now he goes to the outer side, and Michael O'Connell, who takes the mark. He bounds away. Michael O'Connell comes back in field. 4 points the margin. The kick over centre. Doug Smith there. He's taken a mark for Claremont. Thought about a hand pass. He'll go back now. West Perth don't want Claremont to score here. Out comes Muggerman. It clears him and Scott. West Perth at the back through Bell. Bell goes across ground. He's got Mitka. And Mitka takes the mark. Told to run on. He gets around Panizza with a bounce ball. Mitka comes downfield. He's run the ball to centre wing. Mitka. Mitka settles as he goes to half forward and Foley. And Foley tackles the mark. Well, hasn't he lifted in the last quarter, Foley?
Fantastic performance by this big bloke since he's gone on the ball.
Foley down towards the pocket. Bradmore's the target. He comes from behind. McKenna gets a fist of the ball. Now Miles. He can pick up for Claremont. He doesn't know which way to go. He hugs the boundary line and goes in short to Morton, who takes the mark. It's nearly 30 minutes down the final quarter. 20 goals, 11. West Perth. Claremont on 19-13. Lil. Fong. Fong to Foley. Foley kick it. He spiral punched the ball. Claremont are underneath this ball as Miles fisted across the line for another throw in.
That's it. West Perth have got it where they want it. That's a great performance, a truly great performance, one of the real big performances in league football history.
30 minutes, final quarter. Now Morton through the pack to Mitchell. Can he break away? He does. No, he doesn't. He's tackled brilliantly by Buick. Now he gets the ball out by Managlio, back to Buick. Buick doesn't know which way to go. He goes backwards. Finally gets the kick away towards full foot. It's gone out of bounds on the full.
There'll be plenty of time on in this quarter due to the Michalczyk incident. Don't forget that.
Well, with 31 minutes now, West Perth have the ball on their forward line. But one kick will change the game. One kick if Claremont score a goal. They handball it infield to Miles. Now Miles goes straight down the middle.
Malaxis.
He's got Malaxis there. Malaxis takes the mark on centre wing. 31 and a half minutes. He comes infield to Davidson. They've got the loose man. Davidson goes to half forward. Knocked away from David O'Connell by Lil. Rode by Michael O'Connell. He's tackled brilliantly by Lil. Superb tackle. Picked up by David O'Connell. He gives it to Smith. Smith through the traffic. He goes backwards. Left puts the ball down towards full forward. Scott's in front. Knocked away by Muggerman. Chance there for West Perth. Smithka. He can't break away. He's over the ball. He'll force a bounce.
Great defence by Muggavan on that occasion. Tremendous defence by Muggavan.
32 minutes, last quarter. West Perth with 4 points in front. They've come from nowhere to win this game if they do get up.
They don't deserve to lose.
Foley goes up. Ball comes down to Fong. Fong scrambles the kick away. Gastiff and McKenna. Now Mitchell. Mitchell's a brilliant player. Taps it infield to Malaxis. Malaxis a hand pass. It comes down to Doug Smith. He's got Kickett loose. Kickett, can he pick it up? He does. He runs on his left foot. The kick smothered by Munns. Munns, superb stuff. He's pushed in the back. And Munns will get the kick. Well, Munns with a free kick at half-back. He's got Bradmore on centre wing, and Bradmore, can he mark it? No, he does the next best thing. There's a boundary throw in. There mustn't be much time left first.
Oh no, I think they're right now. Although by gee, I don't know, one quick kick, one quick mark, and that's another story, but I hope not for West Perth.
33 minutes now. Fong at the back of the pack, and Warwick to half forward. Out comes Rogers. They need something special from him. Rogers will play the boundary line. He hand passes further afield as Kickett comes down. Kickett running everywhere. He's superbly tackled by Rogers. It's a high tackle though, and Kickett will get the free kick.
He's running on the spot, Larry Kickett. He's finding the pinch pretty much now these days.
Kickett to Morton. Claremont aren't done with yet. One final challenge by Claremont, and they give it to Davidson. He's a centre half back. 4 points to margin. Can West Perth hang on? It's to centre wing and Buick. Nearly a one-hander. He's got superb recovery. And Tate takes the mark for Claremont.
That was great play by Corey Buick. He took on Ford on that occasion and outstrengthened him.
Kickett. He fumbles. 34 and a half minutes now. There mustn't be much time left, surely, as Davidson gathers the ball to centre half forward and Smith takes the mark. Where's the siren?
This is their last chance for it.
Smith. Short to Malaxis. Where's the siren? Malaxis fires at goal. Out comes Scott. Muggavan has taken the saving mark.
Everything I've ever said, Muggavan, you can take back.
He plays on, Muggavan. Buick's out there. Can Buick get to it? Golding comes on the scene. Oh, brilliant tackle by Golding. Buick's lost the ball. Picked up now by Smith. 35 minutes gone. Smith to Golding. He's dangerous. On his left foot. Down towards full forward. They need a mark down there. It comes to ground. Pocket for the pack. Muggavan dies on the ball. And there'll be a bounce.
Great play, Muggavan.
35 minutes, Perth.
35 minutes, and Muggavan stood tall in that last line of defence in this last quarter. It's been something out of the box from this big bloke.
Well, a goal here will win it for Claremont. Out of the pack, nearly a chance for David O'Connell. Smith's got the ball to Morton. Manane chasing him. Morton goes over the ball. Going to be a ball up. He plays it on. Got off the ground. Muggavan stops that ball. Corey Buick over the top. There's a kick to Claremont. Kick.
Oh, no!
Kick to Claremont.
Who did it? Who did it? Who did it?
Umpire Hearn.
It was Manane who did it. Who did it?
Free kick to Claremont to Noel Morton. Well, umpire Hearn saw something there.
And they was holding when the man didn't have the ball right under Hearn's
37 minutes now.
Shut your eyes, West Perth supporters. You don't deserve to lose this. Who's got the ball?
Noel Morton.
Noel Morton, Claremont's captain last year, wasn't he? Was he Claremont's captain? No, he was Claremont's captain last year.
The longest quarter I've ever seen, Perth. Morton. He's missed. He's missed. He's missed. Justice has been done. Justice has been done if West Perth can hang on. 3 points then. They lead by it. Morton from 25 metres. Misses what would have been a match-winning goal. Umpire Hearn is saved.
Oh, it's still on.
Caught one-handed, couldn't mark. Suda pushed in the back, surely. No kick. Umpire, where's the kick? Smith's got it now. Threw the ball out of the pack.
A danger.
Golding. A bounce Golding. He hasn't given up for Claremont. Kicks down towards full forward. Passed it away and it's gone over the line for a throw-in. West Perth have won. West Perth have won the game by 3 points. A marvellous victory.
A truly great victory.
A tribute to George Michalczyk.
That was a tribute to George Michalczyk and to Les Fong and to West Perth in general. It was a superb victory. A well-justified and superb victory. One of the great victories in Australian rules football history in this state.
20 goals, 11 West Perth. Claremont a 19-14. I wonder what would have happened first had Norton kicked the goal.
Umpire Hearn would have hung.
West Perth have won. They stay on the hunt for a Final Four position. Fantastic win that by West Perth.
Sort of victory that brings the club together, and they could kick on from here.
They've come from nowhere. They were down nearly 40 points in that last quarter.
They were going to all ends to Michalczyk. Put his body on the line. That's what saved the day. That's what gave them the heart to go on, the thought to go on, and maybe Claremont lost a little bit of concentration at that stage.
20 goals, 11 West Perth, 131. They've beaten Claremont 19-14, 128. West Perth winners by 3 points in a sensational game here at Leederville Oval.
A really great game of footy, yeah. Top game of footy.
Good on you, Brett.